got silver in my pocket and lead in my cane. I watched the desert bears with a bottle of champagne. I built a kingdom on the bones of the men who tried to stay. I bought the judge, I bought the jury, I bought the light of day. I wore the silk-like armor, kept my heart under lock and key. In a city full of shadows, no one stood as tall as me. I thought I knew the price of power, thought I'd settled every score. But I was counting pennies till love walked through the door. I've been shot, I've been bled, I've been left for the crows. But there's a deeper kind of winter that the hollow man knows. I gave the devil his due, and he asked for nothing more. Then you looked at me, baby, and the bill hit the floor. Oh, they say that love is a gift, they say love is a grace, but love is a ghost with a beautiful face. I gave up my pride, I gave up my name, I let the high roll of life go up in a flame. I thought I'd given plenty out, I'd settled the war, but when the smoke finally cleared, love took more. Took more. Now I'm driving through Mojave with a ghost in the seat. The velvet of your memory is the only thing that's sweet. I was a gentleman of fortune, a wolf in a tailored suit. Now I'm just a lonely gardener digging for a bit of fruit. You didn't take my money, no, you didn't take the crown. You just took the reason why I didn't let it all burn down. A gangster's heart is heavy, but it's heavier when it's light. And I'm the lightest man in Nevada on this godforsaken night. Take the gold, take the steel, take the way it makes me feel. Break the glass, dim the light. I'm a gentleman losing the fight. I've survived the bullets, I've survived the wire, but I can't survive the way you set my soul on fire. more.
Sound of a match, striking a long exhaled breath, alone.
Clean silk on my back, but my hands stay stained. I'm the king of a kingdom that's built out of pain. I bought you the diamonds to outshine the sun, but you can't see the light through the smoke of a gun. I'm standing in the foyer, the clock striking 12. Looking at a man, I don't recognize myself. The whiskey is cold, but the memories are burned. I'm a gentleman, darling, with nowhere to turn. The city is a vulture, circling the street. I got the world in my pocket, but I'm cold in the heat. Yeah, I'm the heavy hitter, the one they all fear, but I'm nothing but a ghost when you aren't here. It's that midnight withdrawal, it's the shaking my bones, building an empire just to die here alone. I'm addicted to the rhythm of your heart on my chest. Now I'm shivering in shadows, but the power to rest. Yeah, I'm cold, I'm hollow, I'm taking the fall. It's a long way down in the midnight withdrawal. I drove through the desert past the neon and dust. Left the engine running, let the chrome turn to rust. I got bags full of paper and a trunk full of lead, but I trade every dollar for the words that we said. They call me a monster, they call me a god, but I'm just a man walking over the sod. I played the hand dirty, I played the hand well. Now I'm a well-dressed devil in a custom-made hell. You see, that's the thing about the life. You spend so much time making sure nobody can touch you that you forget how it feels to actually be touched. I've got the keys to every door in this town, except the one that leads back to you. It's that midnight withdrawal, it's the shaking my bones, loving in my pride just to die here alone. I'm addicted to the rhythm of your heart on my chest. Now I'm shivering in shadows, but the power to rest. Yeah, I'm cold, I'm hollow, I'm taking the fall. It's a long way down in the midnight withdrawal. A gentleman's exit, a gangster's goodbye. I'm rich enough to live, but I'm too broke to fly. Midnight. Sound of a car door slamming and tires rolling over gravel fade to static. Oh, Got a silhouette made of jagged glass and smoke, a reputation carved in the things I never spoke. I wear this three-piece suit like a Kevlar skin to hide the graveyard of the places I have been. I'm the king of the shadows, the saint of the street, with a cold-blooded rhythm and a heart full of heat. But the city is a desert when you're standing at the top, waiting for the bullet or the moment that you drop. Then you walk through the fire with those quiet eyes, cutting through the static and the gentleman lies. I built a fortress out of pride and chrome, but you found the key to a house that wasn't a home. Now I'm standing in my broken armor, bleeding velvet on a marble floor. I was the lion, I was a charmer, but I don't know who I am anymore. It's a powerful kind of lonely, a beautiful kind of pain, to be a king in the wreckage, standing in the rain. You're the only one who saw the man behind the wall in my broken armor, in my broken armor. They told me guys like us don't get the sunset, we just get the dark. But then you looked at me and I forgot how to be dangerous. The whiskey tastes like copper and the neon turns to blue. I'd burn this whole empire just to get a glimpse of you. They see the power, they see the heavy hand, they don't see the hourglass running out of sand. I'm a gangster in the light, but a beggar in the dark, trying to find a melody in a world that's gone stark. Take the crown, take the keys, I'm a giant brought down to his trembling knees. It's a fresh kind of sorrow, a soul stained red, 100 different lives that I've already led. I'm powerful, I'm pathetic, I'm yours to keep, in the silence of the secrets that I used to sleep. Bleeding velvet on a marble floor. I was a lion, I was the charmer, but I don't know who I am anymore. It's a powerful kind of lonely, a beautiful kind of pain, to be a king in the wreckage, standing in the rain. You're the only one who saw the man behind the wall in my broken armor. The suit is torn, the debt is paid. I ain't afraid of the ghost, I'm just afraid of the shade. Look at me, look at what you did. A gentleman's ending, and a gangster's torn. In a gangster's world, I got silver in my beard and lead in my skin, and counting up the places where the shadows let me in. The desert wind is whistling a song about my sins, and I'm wearing this tuxedo like a second coat of tin. They call me sir in the lobby, call me ghost in the street. I keep my knuckles bloody and my shoes polished neat. I've walked through the valley where the wolves and vipers meet, just to bring a little honey back for something bittersweet. The easy way out was a bullet or a train to leave you in the dust and forget your holy name. But a gentleman stays till he's mastered the pain. Yeah, a king stays upright in a hurricane. I didn't quit early, baby, I stayed for the war. I bled on the marble and I slept on the floor. They told me to break, they told me to run, but I stayed till the setting of the very last sun. It's a heavy kind of love, it's a dark kind of grace, to find my salvation in the lines of your face. The world tried to bury me under the pearly, but look at me now. I didn't quit early. I've seen the way the big men fold when the lights go dim, trading in their brothers just to save a broken limb. But I'm a different monster, I'm a different kind of him. I hold the weight of the ocean just to watch you learn to swim. My hands are stained with business, my heart is stained with you. I've done the kind of things that a god can't undo. But when the smoke is rising and the sky is turning blue, I'm the only shadow standing that is honest and is true. I could have left at midnight, I could have left when the money ran dry. I could have let the vultures have a piece of the sky. But I looked at the exit and I walked past the door, because a man who loves a woman doesn't count the goddamn score. It's a heavy kind of love, it's a dark kind of grace, to find my salvation in the lines of your face. The world tried to bury me under the pearly, but look at me now. I didn't quit early. The clock is ticking slower now. The whiskey's getting cold. I'm a tattered suit of armor with a heart of solid gold. I stay, didn't I? When the lights went out, I stayed. I didn't quit early. got silver in my pocket, an iron in my hand, a suit of midnight velvet, a king of shifting sand. I keep the buttons tight, I keep the secrets deep, while the ghosts of all my brothers are the only ones who sleep. The city's just a graveyard with the neon turned on high, and I'm the well-dressed mourner under a bruised and heavy sky. They call me powerful, they call me sir, but I'm just a shadow where her heartbeat used to stir. The champagne tastes like copper, the bourbon tastes like dust. In a world of polished chrome, I'm the only piece of rust. Oh, it's a calm loss, a quiet kind of kill. The storm has passed us by, but the air is deathly still. Standing in the desert where the love used to bloom, a gentleman of sorrow in a gold-plated room. No screaming in the rafters, no blood upon the moss, just a steady, heavy rhythm of a calm loss. I walked through the fire, I climbed up from the mud, built this empire on a foundation of blood. I've got the keys to every door in this town, but I can't find the one that keeps the memories down. I'm a lion in a tuxedo, a wolf in a tie, watching the last of the embers in the rearview mirror die. I've got the power to break 'em, I've got the pride to take 'em, but I can't make the silence speak her name again. I'm a titan of industry, a master of men, but I'm a beggar for the feeling I had back then, when the world was small and she was mine. Of a calm loss. sitting on a cold and hollow throne. Just the cufflinks, straighten the tie, look 'em in the eye, and let the world die. I fix my tie in a rearview glass, watching the ghosts of my brother's past. Got a velvet heart and a lead-lined soul in a city that's dug us a shallow hole. I brought you roses, but they're stained in gray. I've seen the sun rise, but never the day. I'm a gentleman, darling, in a den of thieves, the kind of man that the devil believes. And the rain don't wash the gunpowder out, it just turns the whispers into a shout. I'm holding your hand with a trembling grip while the ship starts to sink and the anchors slip. This is the war without medals. This is the love we can't save. Just a high-priced suit and a heavy debt, walking ourselves to the grave. Oh, I'd kill for you, I'd bleed for you under the shadow of the pines. But there's no glory in the dark, my sweet, just the blood between the lines in a war without medals. We're just doing time. There's a desert wind blowing through the hall. I see your picture hanging on the wall. I'm a king in the gutter, a god in the mud. Every dollar I touch has a taste of blood. I kept you safe in a house of glass, praying the sirens would finally pass. But the law don't care for a soul that's old, and the heat of the night is turning to cold. Yeah, the rain don't wash the gunpowder out, it just turns the whispers into a shout. I'm giving you everything I never had. Is it still love if the ending is bad? This is the war without medals. This is the love we can't save. Just a high-priced suit and a heavy debt, walking ourselves to the grave. Oh, I'd kill for you, I'd bleed for you under the shadow of the pines. But there's no glory in the dark, my sweet, just the blood between the lines in a war without medals. We're just doing time. No brass bands playing when I fall, no names carved into the marble wall, just a shadow on the pavement, a cigar in the dirt, trying to protect you from the way I hurt. I'm a gangster by trade, but a poet by pain, standing alone in the pouring This is the war without medals. Yeah, we're losing it all. This is the love we can't save. Just a high-priced suit and a heavy debt, walking ourselves to the grave. Oh, I kill for you, I bleed for you under the shadow of the pines. But there's no glory in the dark, my sweet, just the blood between the lines in a war without medals. We're just doing time. A war without medals. In a gentleman's ghost, walking the coast, searching for home in the desert. I got a tailor-made suit and a hollow point heart. I knew the end of the movie before the first part. I walked through the fire with my eyes on the cold, trading my mercy for silver and gold. I'm a king in a kingdom of shadows and dust, where the only thing certain is iron and rust. I kept my word like a saint, but I lived like a thief, searching for oxygen in a world full of grief. The engine is screaming, the desert is wide. There's nowhere for a man with my secrets to hide. I conquered the city, I silenced the street, but I'm tasting the salt and the bitter and sweet. Oh, let the curtains fall down on the king. I gave up my soul for a diamond cracked ring. I fought every demon from here to the sea. get that far. You're looking at me like I'm already gone. A gentleman's ghost in the gray of the dawn. I held up the world with the flick of my wrist, but I'm losing the ghost of the lips that I've kissed. I was the storm and the thunder and rain, but I'm just a man who forgot how to need his pain. The sirens are coming, the sky's turning red. I'm counting the ghosts that I've kept in my head. I built me a fortress, I built me a wall, but I didn't know love was the hardest of all. Oh, let the curtains fall down on the king. I gave up my soul for a diamond cracked ring. I fought every demon from here to the sea, but in the end, darling, love outlasted me. Yeah, I'm fading to black in a suit made of stone, while you're still the fire that I've never known. The power, the glory, they all set me free, but love outlasted me. It's the weight of the sun, it's the grit in the wine, it's the hand that I held when I crossed every line. I was a giant, I was a god, I'm a dying man buried to the side. You were the only thing that didn't break. I'm checking the mirror, the shadow is long, the gangster is quiet, the gentleman's gone. I've got nothing but time and a memory. God help me. Love outlasted me. Love outlasted me. Love outlasted me. Silk tie knotted tight, collar stained in red. 100 miles of desert for the things I haven't said. I'm a gentleman of shadows, a king of hollow gold, trading pieces of my spirit for a story never told. I see you standing in the doorway, moonlight in your hair, while I'm washing off the gunpowder, pretending I don't care. But the mirror doesn't lie, and the chrome is getting cold. I'm too young to feel this empty, and too sharp to be this old. The city is a furnace, but your touch is like the rain. I burn down every palace just to call you by your name. But the wolves are at the perimeter, and the dead is overdue. How can I keep the throne and still keep a hold of you? In this game of iron, hearts and silver lies, we're just two ghosts dancing under bleeding skies. You can have the power, you can have the fear, but when the smoke clears out, there's no winner here. No, there's no winner here. Just a man in a suit, drowning in a tear. I remember that night in Vegas, the neon turned to gray. I told you leave the money, honey, let's just walk away. But a gentleman has duties, and a gangster has his pride. So I chose the heavy engine and the long, lonely ride. Now my hands are clean of dirt, but they're heavy with the cost. Counting up the battles won against the love I lost. I'm a lion in a cage, made of diamonds, ain't regret. Trying to find a version of us that hasn't happened yet. I've got a pocket full of bullets and a heart full of holes, selling my salvation just to save our lonely souls. I'm powerful, I'm a god, I'm a wreck, I'm a ghost. I'm the man who's got it all, and the one who lost the most. Tell me what it's worth, I'm above 6 feet in the dirt. In this game of iron, hearts and silver lies, we're just two ghosts dancing under bleeding skies. You can have the power, you can have the fear, but when the smoke clears out, there's no winner here. No, there's no winner here. And the guard, turn the light, I'm a gentleman, losing this fight. No winner here, just you and me in the dark. NpRom and a suit of midnight silk. I was raised on shadows and bitter cold milk. There's a kingdom built on the bones of the weak, in a cold silence every time I speak. I had the keys to the city, the world in my palm, but you were the lightning inside of my calm. I saw the red on my hands in the morning light, and realized a gentleman don't win every fight. The engine's humming like a funeral choir. I'm standing on the edge of a holy fire. One step forward and I lose my soul. One step back and I lose control. So I walked away with the weight of the world in my heavy stride. I buried the king so the man could hide. It's a gangster's mercy, a lover's curse, leaving you now so it don't get worse. Yeah, I felt the power, I felt the sting, but I'd rather be nothing than your broken thing. With a heart of iron and a soul of gray, I turned my back and I walked away. Desert wind is tasting like your perfume. I'm a ghost escaping a velvet room. There's a hit on my head and a hole in my chest, but giving you safety's my only test. They call it a weakness to leave the throne, but it takes a titan to go it alone. I left the diamonds, I left the gold, to keep the one story that never gets old. The dashboard's glowing like a dying star. I'm driving away from exactly who we are. One last look in the rearview glass, watching the ghost of a giant past. And I walked away with the weight of the world in my heavy stride. I buried the king so the man could hide. It's a gangster's mercy, a lover's curse, leaving you now so it don't get worse. Yeah, I felt the power, I felt the sting, but I'd rather be nothing than your broken thing. With a heart of iron and a soul of gray, I turned my back and I walked away. They'll say I was conquered, they'll say I was weak, but they don't know the language the two lovers speak. It's the ultimate power to lay down the gun, to walk into the dark so you can have the sun. I'm a gentleman of the gutter, a saint of the street, and this is the sound of my final defeat. just a long stretch of highway, and the words I never said, I love you enough to leave. I adjusted my tie in the rearview glass, watching the ghosts of the empire pass. Polish the silver on a dead man's hand, just a well-dressed shadow in a hollow land. They call me sir and they move aside, but there's nowhere left for a king to hide. I traded the sun for a neon glow and lost the only heart I'll ever know. Bourbon's cold, the asphalt's black. There's a freight train coming with no turning back. I can kill a man with a whispered word, but I'm the loneliest sound that you ever heard. It's a quiet defeat in a velvet room, a gentleman's dance at the edge of the tomb. I won the war, but I lost the queen. Now I'm the ghost in the gray machine. Oh, let the desert wind swallow the crown. Watch the powerful man as he finally breaks down. No sirens screaming, no thunderous beat, just the slow cold sting of a quiet defeat. In a den of thieves, the only truth that this soul believes. I built you a palace of blood and stone, then I woke up tonight and I'm sitting alone. My hands are clean, but my spirit's stained. I'm a wild dog now, but I'm perfectly trained. I'll buy the flowers and I'll pay the debt, but I haven't found a way to forgive me yet. kept the secrets, I kept the faith. I kept the gold. But God, I couldn't keep you. What's a kingdom worth when the throne is made of ice? It's a quiet defeat in a velvet room, a gentleman's dance at the edge of the tomb. I won the war, but I lost the queen. Now I'm the ghost in the gray machine. Oh, let the desert wind swallow the crown. Watch the powerful man as he finally breaks down. No sirens screaming, no thunderous beat, just the slow, cold sting of a quiet defeat. The world is sleeping while I'm still keeping the score of a game I didn't want to win. Quiet defeat, just the wind, just the sin. Quiet. I got bourbon in my blood and iron in my soul. $1,000 suit covering a black ink hole. I built a kingdom on the bodies of the men who tried to stay. But the desert don't remember names, it just turns them into gray. I'm a gentleman of shadows, a wolf in velvet skin, collecting every debt except the ones for my own sin. But then you walk through the static like a ghost in white, the only thing that ever made me feel the coming night. I've held 1,000 triggers, but my hand begins to shake, 'cause you're the only promise that I'm terrified to break. And this is the end of the war, babe. I'm dropping my guns in the sand. I've conquered the world with a cold, heavy heart, just to lose it all to your hand. Yeah, it's a beautiful ruin, it's a holy surrender. The king is a beggar, the hollow is tender. Lay me down where the vultures can't find me no more. In your arms, it's the end of the war. The sirens in the distance, they're singing just for me. A movie ending tragedy that everyone can see. I got blood on the upholstery of this vintage Cadillac, driving toward a sunset where the light is turning black. I could have burned the city down to keep you on the throne, but I'd rather die a gentleman than live a king alone. The power is a poison, the glory is a lie. I spent a lifetime learning how a man is supposed to die, but I never learned to love you till the clock began to bleed. You're the only mercy that a monster's ever gonna need. Take it all,
the sand. I've conquered the world with a cold, heavy heart, just to lose it all to your hand. It's a beautiful ruin, it's a holy surrender. The king is a beggar, the hollow is tender. Lay me down where the vultures can't find me no more. In your arms, it's the end of the war. The smoke is clearing now, I'm finally coming home. No more bullets, no more gold, just the shadow and the soul.